All right, send it.
You send it.
No, you send it. I said it first.
You send it.
Everybody, this is Daniel. Welcome to another episode of Center 50.
I'm keeping all this in.
That's fine. That's
I like
fine.
this. What is this, 102?
102.
Trucking right along. What's up, everybody? 102. Welcome. Good morning, good evening, whatever part of the world you're tuning in from. How is everybody? I guess your noise cancellation cut over half of that out because I saw your mouth moving and it was like.
Oh, wow. Turn that shit off.
Yeah. So I'm on like week 4 of this cough deal, but if anybody's concerned, which I'm sure you guys aren't, they think without taking any chest X-rays that I have probably still have an upper respiratory infection. And I had a sinus infection on top of it. So for like 2 weeks, I couldn't hardly breathe without coughing. My right ear was completely deaf, and I just had sinus pressure in my face, the entire time. So I've been on like antibiotics and steroids, like get wrecked.
Taking medicine, huh?
Yeah, I've had enough of it. So I think I'm on the downhill side of it. I don't feel it quite as hefty in my chest as I was, but I do apologize again for everybody listening and or watching that there probably will be some coughing here and there. Also for the YouTube, you get the blurred background again because fuck cleaning this room. It has been, dude, my house has been a non-stop revolving door of just shit for the last like 3 weeks. So getting up here, this room is the last priority. Getting up here to do anything other than bullshit with you and TC on Battlefield has been impressible. So
I feel that, man. It's been pretty chaotic here.
yeah, I'm gonna cheers my Red 40 Code Red Mountain Dew to that and take a sip.
Oh my god. I'll do the Rescue Red Yeti. That's got my little hydration drink in there.
Yeah.
It's pretty much the same thing in here. There's still some Ashley shit in here from when our fucking laundry room flooded and she had to take stuff out of her closet.
Yeah, that sucks.
Like, and I don't really even want to fucking flip the camera around, but she just came back from Virginia today. I had the kids by myself all weekend. Landon was fine. Emily was being her little spunky self. God almighty.
Oh man.
No, I took them to a birthday party. It wasn't that bad. They acted fine for the most part all week. Typical like 4 and 3-year-old behavior,
Mm-hmm.
I did have the itch to go play paintball this morning,
Mm-hmm.
but I just having the kids by myself, there's just no fucking way. Which is fine,
Dude.
I'm not doing it right now.
I think it's the cooler weather that's I'm starting to kind of get it myself. Like during the summer, dude, I'm so fat and lazy. Like during the summer, I don't want to do nothing outside. Like my poor kids, which Noah don't really care. Noah was born in March, so he don't really give a fuck about nothing right now. But me and Jacob didn't do a whole lot outside this summer. Now I took him to do stuff like we went to the indoor trampoline park. We went to the indoor arcade. We did shit. We did shit with air conditioning. But I have to be acclimated for it. Like if I go outside and I don't intend to sweat that afternoon and I start sweating, my whole fucking day is ruined. I'm just
Oh my god,
something to do.
comparing that to like wet socks.
Something to do with like just the collar of my shirt getting now. Like when I worked at the paper mill, and in the middle of the summer, we're out there just digging out bark jams and log jams and shit. That's different. If I'm chilling on a Saturday and I don't really have a whole lot of shit going on, I'm like, all right, I'm gonna go outside and dick around with the truck, thinking like I'm just gonna go in there and like maybe wire up a light or something like that. And next thing I know, I'm sweating. I'm done.
Yeah, no.
I'm done. I don't know if it's like
not a fan of that shit,
autism, ADHD. I don't know, but I just my mind doesn't. I have to like prepare the day before. Like, all right, I'm gonna go outside. I'm gonna get nasty. I'm gonna take like 3 showers today, and we're gonna make it through.
See, mine's a little different. If I start getting rained on, that I can't stand that.
Yeah,
I cannot fucking stand that. Now, if I'm in, and this is gonna sound super duper fucking hooah as fuck, if I'm in a training environment, right, and I know that this is about to suck, I'll flip a switch and just deal with it. But if I'm like just out in the public, or like let's say I'm working on my truck, or let's take it back to the logging days. You remember that fucking John Deere that Stevie had that had the cage, no actual
window,
fucking,
no glass,
no lex stand, no glass, no nothing. It was just a cage. You got wet all the fucking time.
You were wet in the rain, hot in the summer, cold in the winter, and dying of carbon monoxide poison from the hole in the flex pipe exhaust elbow blowing soot in your face all day.
Good times, man. But like, there's been quite a few times where I got rained on while doing some military training, and I could not handle it. I was just so fucking pissed at the world.
Yeah.
But like, you know that there's just some people that can be like get rained on. They're like, oh, it's just rain. I hate it.
I'm so 50-50 on it. Like sometimes I can't stand it as long as I can keep my feet dry, or like if I'm wearing like flip flops. You know, I'm like, all right, I can deal with like wet feet. You know, skin and flops. But if I get my socks wet, you know, or whatever, it's no. Just puts me in a foul ass mood. Like I don't see how I just don't understand how you guys play these events in the rain. Like I know that y'all pay so much money to be there, and you know the heart is in it. But I would not be able to give 100%. Yeah, he's looking for something, people. Yeah, there's no fucking way for the non-YouTubers.
Fucking sucked.
The non-YouTubers, he's got a framed picture of him sliding in some fucking muck.
Dude, it was so fucking cold. And when I walked back to the car, I did this little fucking poncho trick. I had my goddamn military poncho with me because I knew it was going to rain up there.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know it was going to rain like first thing in the fucking morning throughout the entire day. But we rented the Tesla, as gay as that fucking sounds.
Oh my god.
It was the cheapest rental car. It was like $200 for the weekend. I was like, too easy. And popped the trunk open, put my poncho over it, and started changing out. And my body went into like almost damn near shock trying to take my fucking gear off, because all of a sudden my body just started freaking out, like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. Like I stopped moving, I stopped having that adrenaline going, and because I played a lot of fucking points, and it sucked.
Yeah.
It was just standing in the fucking rain, getting pissed on because there's nowhere to stand while it was raining. And you got there to play, come back under the pit. Everybody that's like not even playing is trying to stand in the pit, and we're kicking people out because they're just, you know, like, get the fuck out my way so I can get paint, you know? Like,
yeah.
It's annoying.
Yeah.
But it's probably my number one pet peeve.
Rain.
And like, yeah, you know how you can't stand the heat.
Yeah.
The element like that, the hot or the cold doesn't bother me. It's just like Mother Nature, like the fucking rain. I don't mind snow. Snow doesn't bother me. Rain, yeah. I hate it. I love being inside while it's raining.
Yeah, laying down in like a dark room with a heavy fan blowing on you. Yeah, oh man, that's.
Let me give you the perfect scenario. You remember when I lived with Edward and Kevin, right, in Turdsville?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So my room had the only window that had a little awning.
Oh,
and it had aluminum on the top. And I actually went and bought some screen so I could open the window and not have fucking bugs come in. So I fucking put thumbtacks in the window frame to keep the screen up. And I was able to put the fucking window up, turn my big ass box fan on, turn my lights off. Dude, I racked out for, I'm not even joking, probably 12 to 13 hours.
I'm telling you.
I was out. It was so fucking awesome. I think about it at least once or twice a week. When I get tired, I was like, damn, I remember this one time I had this great sleep.
See, we got that lean-to on our back porch that's got a tin roof on it, and Jacob's bedroom is right above it. So at night, if it's raining at night, and I'm trying to like put him to sleep because he's 5, but we read to him every night, and sometimes we'll read like a hard copy book, or sometimes we'll do like a YouTube book or something like that. We kind of lay in the bed with him and like do interactive reading with him, and sometimes, like, I'll lay in there until he falls asleep just because I'm trying to soak up every second that I possibly can of it, you know. And, Sorry, I got a little distracted looking at something over here. I could see the OBS on my screen, but but that the rain will hit that 10 on that lean-to, and it's like I said, it's right below his window, and that son of a bitch will put you to sleep, and you will sleep for hours.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah. I'm gonna draw that up there so it's not such a distraction to me. So, all right, guys, we're in a little bit of a small talk thing here. Let's I don't know. I'm kind of excited for this one. Daniel and I talked about it today. TC was going to join us, but he's doing some haunted trails and stuff tonight. It's my favorite time of the year, and Daniel, I did kind of toy with the idea of just kind of like going completely off topic tonight. Just saying, the hell with paintball. Let's do like a horror movie, horror game. Just kind of be in the season because it's my favorite time of year. But I think it would have been better suited if TC was here. So let's keep it on subject and talk about paintball.
We could do that next episode. I'll be down for that.
Halloween to be over by the time the next episode ready to come out.
Oh damn, it will.
It's already
Fuck,
what,
dude,
the 26th?
Yeah, being on leave
Yeah.
for a month, dude, it's really got my time fucked up.
I'm
still
telling
feel
you.
like it's mid October.
I'm telling you, dude, when I took off all of March when Noah was born, and that shit went by so fast. When April got here, I took off March and half of April, and when April got here, I was like, holy shit, I have accomplished nothing. I ain't got shit done that I said I was gonna get done. Like, I'm gonna have all this time, so. All right, so
I thought I was going to accomplish a lot.
No.
I replaced 3 fucking lights in my kitchen that
Yeah.
went out during a thunderstorm, and that was it.
Never happens. Episode 102, guys. I have at this point, I ain't exactly sure I'm going to name the episode, but it's going to have something to do with the topic, as it always does. So, Daniel and I were kind of throwing some ideas out to each other this afternoon, and this one kind of stuck with me, and I think it's, most of everybody can relate to this. Everybody's got to start somewhere, right? So, Daniel and I, we've shared our stories on here a couple of times. We actually had a little mini series dedicated to our, throwback stories. It was like a 2 or 3 part series. But I just thought it would be a cool idea to kind of, we had that one episode years ago about getting started in the paintball and kind of what we thought would be the best path forward into that for new players. So we're going to kind of like retouch on that again, but also kind of talk about like what it was like for us and what some of the options were available for us at the time. And I think that this is something that you and I can have fun with. It may not be a long drawn out episode. That's fine with me. All these episodes don't have to be 3 hours long. And, that's fine. So, Daniel, do you have anything that you want to kick this off with? You got any thought? You look like your mind is wandering.
Yeah, I'm trying to, because I brought up the idea of comparing it to when we started out and what was available to us, and then what, let's say, someone starting out now and what they have available. It's leaps and bounds, because I would say low range, mid range marker today was our high range back in the day.
Yeah.
It's like if you look at the E-Tech 3, it's essentially a fucking Ego 8. You know what I mean? Or like, it's now, because like even though they had the comparison for like this on the YouTube, I have my silver and blue fade Ego 5. When the original E-Tech came out, that was supposed to be like the entry level to get your hands on one of the Egos.
Yeah.
And it wasn't a bad marker.
Super loud.
But super loud, but like, for the times, like it
Oh God, yeah.
is what it is.
I wanted one.
And I did. I wanted the fucking green and white one so bad. But let's say, let's go with buying brand new. Let's start comparing brand new and kind of throw in used, like the used option.
So you talking about like modern times? Like, let's say somebody's
For
getting in
modern times,
right
right
now.
now.
Okay,
No,
I mean,
right
yeah,
now.
this may not stay on track. We might bounce around a little bit. You guys know how we do here. Oh, this is the Center 50. This isn't a fucking produced podcast.
There's no rules.
You're looking.
Shit back on.
Yeah.
There's one
rule. Oh my god, it's amazing. Talking about a throwback. But yeah, you know how we do here. We're not a produced podcast. You're looking at the producer. You're listening to the producer, and I fucking suck. So here we are. Today, Daniel, we got a player getting in the game right now. And this can be somebody looking to get into woods ball, speedball, weekend warrior, walk-ons, whatever. You know, we can hash all this shit out. So,
Right.
just kind of like,
Let's just say entry level to the sport.
sure,
We'll just say that. That
Sure.
way they can play. We're going to give the scenario to where if they want to go be like the rec baller at their local paintball field and just play in like the scenario environment, or if they want to go down and play speedball every weekend.
Yeah.
Or if they want to commit to a, like a D5 team, just getting into, or D6 3-man, whatever the fuck have you. Let's just say
Yeah.
tournament paintball. So now
Oh,
you
God.
have all these.
I'm trying
Wow.
to.
I wish my fucking future was that bright.
Oh, I'm trying to get it over on my other monitor. Jesus Christ! Sorry, YouTube.
You remember that time that you sent Wes the fucking the Home Alone 2? That's karma. Excuse me.
Oh my
All right,
god!
Back to our scenario, bro. I was looking around and I went, like the meme where like, the birds in the tree.
That was
me just now.
great. That was great.
Go back to the scenario. Let's just say in today's age, in 2025, coming at the end of the 2025 season, right? You had some new markers come out. You have new gear coming out. Let's just go ahead and throw in these vendors at World Cup that buy, sell, and trade not only new markers but used markers.
Yeah.
All right. So they're not going to be as cheap as buying it off of like Facebook Marketplace. You don't really know, how that works. You're new to it. You don't have that trust built yesterday, or not yesterday. Jesus Christ.
From
don't-
yesterday.
Yesterday day. There's a throwback for you for our little inside group.
Oh my god.
Let's just say they find out what Mason's PB is, and I've already said like my opinion on some of these people about how they like buy and flip whatever. But like at the end of the day, it's a business, right? Kudos to them for actually doing it. It's still cheaper than buying retail, brand new. You have that option. Some of these guys give you warranties, like a 30-day warranty. Like if you actually, like let's say you buy let's just say you buy a Geo4, right? A used Geo4, which you can get for roughly around maybe $600, $700 right now. They're pretty fucking cheap.
Probably cheaper than that now.
Probably cheaper. I'm talking about like on these websites that buy it at a percentage to make money. Excuse me. So some of these guys get a warranty, so you're covered with that. If you actually buy a fucking Geo4, it comes with a manual. You read the manual, you do like you're supposed to, not like what I did. You just buy it, turn it on, and be like, I hope it fucking works.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm gonna tinker with it because I think I know what I'm doing, but they also offer everything for a complete setup. A fucking tank, you can get a hopper, you can get, better barrels, whatever. You can roughly get started for about $1,000. Easy.
Yeah.
And some of those guns that they have on some of these websites, I think it's called CPX Bros, I think it's called.
Yeah.
They have like older egos and markers and stuff that are tournament grade that can still do what you need it to do to today, but $300, $200 or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you can look at maybe $700 getting started. Back in the day when we were looking, you didn't really have that. You had PB Nation. That was it. And people at your local field.
You had to take people for PB Nation on their word. There was no like buyer protection or nothing like that. I've been scammed on PB Nation.
No. Yeah, my first purchase on PB Nation was for a JT jersey. I was trying to get another one like this, but I wanted the red one, and never got my money. Never got anything back with it.
Oh, of course not.
That was kind of shitty. Yeah. Never did business on PB Nation again. I was like, fuck this. That's fucking dumb. But
I had good luck on PB Nation, but I did get scammed out of a shocker one time.
Yeah.
Dude was supposed to sell me
Yeah.
a pink shocker for like $150, and I was like, probably too good to be true. I mean, it was, but whatever. Anyways,
We didn't have that option. We didn't have all these like, was it considered third party sellers or whatever.
yeah,
You don't you don't really have that issue today because you can actually go on like the groups and you can see who's legit and stuff like that, and you have good feedback on who you can trust. But then you still have people getting scammed today. There's always going to be scams in paintball.
oh yeah, scams and everything.
Yeah, dude, people are greedy as fuck. I would definitely say it's easier now, right, to
Yeah.
get started than it is forever ago, because not only were these markers and paintball just more expensive in general, you have more options today than ever, because if you want to get something that was top notch in 2011, 2012, 2013, you can still save about fucking $800. You know what I mean? Just buying
Yeah.
the marker versus what we had to do brand new back in the day.
We
You
know.
do have some local paintball shops that would have they would let people put their used markers, like how Jim Ivy did that Angel, like, hey, it's for sale. I don't know what deal that him and Ken had worked out back in the day at Liberty Paintball, but I remember when Timmy would ask for like 10% of the sale if it sold at his shop, which
Yeah.
is perfectly fine, because I remember him talking to Lee about, because Lee wanted to sell his black NXT shocker to somebody, but he wanted to leave it on display at the shop, and he was like, "Well, do this, it's 10%, and it's also covered by my insurance if something happens to it, and I
Yeah.
can just, Jody didn't do that shit.
No.
Jody was like, if it gets stolen, it gets stolen. It's not my fucking problem. But that's a whole nother story. But it's way easier now. You know what I mean? I think paintball players have a little bit easier to get with options anyway on getting started.
Well, the accessibility back then isn't nowhere near as what we have now. We have paintball
Night and day.
we have paintball at our fingertips. I mean, back
Yeah.
then you had to go to your field. If you weren't familiar with PB Nation, you had to go to the field and just kind of talk to people. For me personally, I would see somebody shooting like a DM5, and I'm like, hey, what's that like? And they're like, here, shoot this. Or I see somebody shooting autococker. I'm like, what's that like? And they're like, hey, shoot this. And some people be like, go fuck yourself. But
Half the time.
you could go to like Action Village and read reviews and stuff like that, but in the very, very little YouTube reviews and things like that, you had some marker shooting videos and shit, but nothing like what you have today. So like there's so many Facebook groups, or so many this, or so many that, just any information that you need. You can talk to pros. You know what I mean? If you're like, hey, you see somebody, let's just say like, Matt the Gym Rat is a GI guy, and you're showing a lot of interest in a mini, an Empire Mini or whatever. You can reach out to him, and most of the time he's probably going to reply to you, and he may even hook you up with one to try out. I mean, Jesus Christ, don't fucking ask him about that. But just like that could be a possibility. Like if you see him at an event and you're like, hey, I've really been thinking about like getting a mini, he might take you to the fucking Empire booth and be like, hey, just here, try this out. Good, let's take it somewhere and shoot it. It's just, you didn't have that option back then when you and I were coming up. If you saw something in the pro shop that you liked, I'm sure they'd let you shoot it. But it's just, I don't
Most of
know.
them didn't around our area. They didn't like, no, we want to keep the shot count low.
Yeah. A lot of shit that we had there was no shot counts until like the 05, because everything was fucking LED buttons, but still, they wouldn't let you go out there and play with it, but you can go shoot it at like the chrono.
I remember, what was that fucking, Mark would know. It was up north in South Carolina, and they were Planet Eclipse sponsor. They were like a PE Tech. I can't remember. I just remember at the CFOA where my ego it fried its board because of the rain and shit. They gave me a midnight '08 ego that was like from Planet Eclipse. Like they gave, hey, if someone's marker goes down, give them this until it gets fixed. Like they gave me a loaner. I had that, but that was at a tournament scene.
Yeah.
But even like at that CFOA that me and you played together in McDonough, the Dirty South Open forever ago, was it 2007? There was like they didn't have that for anybody. I remember Dye specifically saying no more of that. I don't know if it was a matter of theft or some shit like that, but
Ain't no telling.
I wasn't really into that. My get up, our team, like that was my focus. And then I remember going to buy fucking Planet of the Eclipse elbow pads because they were the first ones that had the fucking thumb slip.
Yeah.
But that's
So
neither here nor there.
So let's just say somebody's getting into paintball today, and you know, some like this is sometimes easier to people that we get on our page and stuff. Like, hey, most of the people that we get are like returning people that have been on break or whatever. But let's just say somebody's getting into paintball. There are so many options now than there was for us back then for like entry level markers. Like, I'm gonna throw this one over here real fast. You know, you got a fucking Planet Eclipse Ether 3. $549 at Lone Wolf Paintball, free shipping on orders over $30. You know, the Ether 3, like you and I were talking about just now, you know, that is probably one of the most versatile markers on the market. You can jump right in, play woods ball big games, jump right in and play speedball. You know, it's just, I mean, you could do that with any marker line. Don't get me wrong. Well, I mean, you could do that with a mini, but you know, I think it's the best bang for your buck getting into the game. And you know, Planet of the Eclipse wasn't the first ones to do it. We'll talk about that in a little bit, but they did, like you said earlier, when they come out with the E-Tech shit. You know, it was like, oh, you know, I can't afford this $1,200 or $1,300 ego, but I can afford this $500 ego that kind of does the same thing, but like with less options. So that's kind of what the ETH is. And then you get into like the 180Rs, which is below the CS platform or whatever. And then, you know, and then it steps up and steps up. But the Ether 3, for somebody looking to get into the game, I mean, that gun.
I could give you an example right now.
But that gun outperforms some of the guns that we played with back in our day at the top of the line.
Oh, 100%.
Well, outperforms most of them.
Yeah, so now, speaking of Ether 3, I just went on A&S Gear and looked at one of their special packages, whatever. It comes with a tank, a barrel swap, mask hopper, and an Ether 3. $882. Now, it's a black Ether 3, black Proflex, black rotor LTR, and an Empire tank. And I think you get to choose between like a 45/45 or 68/45. But $882. Not bad for starting out. That's literally everything you need to go to a field. And play. You know what I mean?
Lone Wolf has this one at $909. It's Ether 3, an HK mask, HK tank, and a Dye LTR. Still not a bad package. For less than $1,000, you're fully set up outside of soft goods.
Yep.
We didn't have that option.
Like, no. Now they had like, let's just say back in the day, if you wanted to go to a fucking tournament team, right? And let's say you got sponsored by Dye back in the day. They had fucking team options, but they weren't cheap. Like,
oh yeah,
it was a little bit different back then. I don't think it was, like we said before, like just the diversity of options weren't around. It was either like one or two different ways between all the companies for the most part.
Yeah.
If I remember right. You know what I mean?
yeah.
And then it was like who you know back then. Like you still have that now, but like if you knew certain people back in the day, like you got markers pretty fucking cheap.
Oh, ain't no doubt. See, like, I mean, there's so many options for people to get into the game now. That's just kind of like something we were talking about earlier. See, like this Mini GS, $351. There's so many color options that you can get. I mean, like this is dust purple and black, dust teal and hot pink. I mean, there's just so many options. And the gun, even though for me, there's more bang for your buck out there, it's not a bad one. You know, when the Empire Mini first came out, everybody was like, holy shit. Because the question was always, everybody was trying to make the guns smaller and smaller and smaller. And every time you turn around, there was a smaller gun, a smaller gun. When did the Mini come out? And we were like, holy shit, that bitch is tiny. Like, the name, the name really appeals, you know, and it sticks. But, I mean, I just talked about him earlier, and I'm on Lone Wolf. I'm like a spokesperson for Matt right now. But go to Matt the Gym Rat's YouTube if you're interested in getting into paintball and see how the Mini GS performs. You know, he's got a couple videos on there for it. But
he's got plenty of videos that shows him playing against pros down at Paintball Fit with entry level gear and everything.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's a good video to check out.
Yeah, he's a lot of and I didn't think about that until we started talking about this. That's a really good plug for him because he really kind of taps into the market on this. And
Oh, yeah.
I'm sure his YouTube algorithm is full of people who are kind of just getting into it now too. So, yeah, anything that you got, if you're considering getting into the sport, go check out his YouTube. Probably learn a lot of shit and sway your opinion on some gear. But we're not like giving you guys like step by steps on what to get, what to buy. It's just for us, we just kind of want to like, for me, just kind of want to throw some options out there for people who might be interested in getting in or whatever, or maybe you sold all your shit 10 years ago and you're looking at buying different, decent stuff at entry level. Like JT or Empire, whatever. Empire just released their new version of the quote unquote E-Flex, or what do they call it? They didn't call it E-Flex. What do they call that thing? Because it's not flexing. It might be the events, but it's like a hard flex bottom that looks like an E-Flex or whatever. But that thing's like $50. Comfortable ass mask. When we were looking to get into the sport, if you wanted a decent mask that felt good and didn't fog up, you had to spend some money. Plenty of goggles out there, now. But I guess what I kind of wanted to tap into is like, man, when we were coming in, the thing that really revitalized shit for us was the Smart Parts Ion.
Big time. That's why I brought that up, because
I got one.
Going into paintball, I need to honestly kind of want to build one, but
Yep.
I don't have really that much I guess nostalgia locked into mine like you did, because you built yours like really good. I went a different route as soon as I got mine. But I think it would still be cool to have. I think it's a cool little piece of history, because to me, in my opinion, that was the most customizable marker to date. When that motherfucker came out, you had about 4 or 5 different companies that made aftermarket parts for that goddamn thing.
I'm gonna grab mine.
And the feed neck wasn't the best coming out the gate. Like, there was a little bit of design flaws, but like, honestly, for the price of the fucking marker, like, what do you expect? Yeah, like, I hated that feed neck. I could not stand that motherfucker.
It's got like 3 O-rings in it and you could take an O-ring out or add one to like to match your feed neck on your hopper. But it was kind of one of those things like the clouds in the sky parting for us, because you and I would always dream about like new gun, and all these new guns were so expensive. Yeah, the 05 Ego was like 12 or 13.
That's why this one's in the video for this episode, because this was what I was chasing back in the day when I saw Mark playing with his.
Yeah, but that 05 was like what, 12 or 1300 brand new. So the moment they announced, probably higher, but the moment they announced the Ion for like $200, like $250, we were like, holy shit, like that's affordable, that's doable. And
we got one.
He did, and it really opened the door for a lot of people. But like, this is a bone stock for the YouTube. You can't really see it because I got the blur on right now.
It's censored.
Yeah, it's censored. But there's no on off. There's no stock on off. There's no clamping feed neck. The stock barrel was it was okay. There's no kind of like bore, nothing for it. And then
that barrel was a piece of shit.
Then the other complaint was the on off was sometimes hard to. It's such a soft press. Like, you have to. I used to have to use my fingernails to turn it on. But it to me, to be such a, it's kind of bulky because of the plastic body kit or whatever. But it felt good in my hands, and I loved mine, dude. I shot mine in tournaments for a while. I played a bunch of practices with it, and then I sold it and bought that DM6. And of course, the DM6 was such an amazing shooting gun, but the Ion for me was just like, damn, like, this is such a good step in the right direction. Like, I can finally buy something new out of the box and compete. Like, I'm not buying shit off of PB Nation that needs to be rebuilt or hope that I don't get scammed, or shit like that. So to see where we're at now, where somebody can go buy a mini GS for $300 something, or an Ether 3 for $500 or something like that, or or even the E-Tex. The E-Tex are great shooting markers. It's leaps and bounds for where we came from, and I think that the Ion really opened the door for all of that.
I would have to say all of them, man, because even the Proto Rails keeps a fucking soft spot in my heart. That wasn't a bad marker. Excuse me. You had some options with some other like aftermarket companies to throw like better parts in there. You could get like a different back cap. I think the back cap was like a composite.
Mm-hmm.
You could get a better feed neck. You can do all
You remember
kinds
that
of shit on
trigger
there.
that was on the rail, like the textured ribbed condom rubber trigger that was on? You remember that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Honestly, I didn't mind that. It was ribbed for my pleasure.
I see that.
God, I remember trading that one with Sap. God,
You
fucking
dumb
mind.
bitch. Traded a silver SFT shocker with
Pewter.
nothing wrong
Pewter.
with it. Nothing wrong with it. Traded it for a fucking PMR. The gun that he had always wanted. Traded it for an entry level PMR. Stupid.
Because I thought the SFT was broke.
Stupid.
Yep. Well, my idea was a straight trade, and my idea was, well, I don't have any to put into the fucking shocker to replace a board or anything like that. If I trade this, then I can just go ahead and get a working marker. Not thinking that if I just skip the weekend and not buy a case of paint, I could have bought fucking eyes for it or something. You know what I mean?
Yep.
But,
You live and you learn.
Yeah, no fucking joke, man. But anyway, if you're looking at mask options back then, you didn't have
There
to
really was
worry
no
about that.
There really was no entry level though. Like you were spending 80 plus on like bare bones.
The 60 bucks was like for a flex back then, wasn't it?
Yeah, I'm thinking like profiler die prices. Yeah,
yeah.
Proflex was like $69 on Action Village.
Yeah, and then that was boom. That's an easy mask right there.
Yeah.
Let's see, tanks are around $200 usually. They were not light. Let's see, barrels. You didn't really have a lot of options. You bought like a fucking freak kit or a bunch of fucking die UL backs. Because when the fucking Eclipse Ego dropped, this like the one piece. That's all they had.
Yeah.
This one piece fucking barrel right there. I want to say probably grateful that we had to experience that. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
I look back and I actually think thank God I had to struggle because I learned a lot from there, especially like not only in regards to like paintball, but applying that shit to like other aspects of my life. I really feel like sometimes this shit's really fucking just way too easy for some of these people to get started.
Yeah.
Because if you don't like it, then you can just go ahead and sell it to one of these fucking websites that we were talking about. You won't get all your money back that you put into it, but you'll get a good chunk. Almost every other fucking gun that I put money into, it sat and sat and sat and sat to the point where it was just like, well, I'm just going to throw this in the fucking trash because, like, literally throw it in the trash because it's not good like that. I think I sold, the TES to Redheaded Kid to Josh.
Mm-hmm.
Sold the Ion to TC. And Spider Rodeo that I got ended up going in the trash. Traded this, traded that. After that, everything was like selling. Damn, it was a rough start.
Check this out. So Lone Wolf has a tab that's called Best Beginner Gear. It's pretty cool.
Well, there you go. Probably
Yeah.
thanks to Matt the Gym Rat.
Maybe. That's pretty cool. So I mean, like if you're just wanting, like, I mean, damn, I should be sponsored by Lone Wolf at this point. Holy shit. But like HK, like the first thing on their list, they have an HK Army 48 by, it's a 3,000 PSI tank, $50. Empire Mini, $351. Virtue Spider IR2s, $100. So and then they got a JT Pro Shield for $64 and E-Flex for $69. So let me put a little thing together. Like if I didn't want to use one of these, if I didn't want to use one of these like pre-built packages they have, let's see. I'm gonna add to cart just a plain Jane black HK Army tank. Continue shopping. Let's go back. All right. They have an EMAC on here, but that's EMAC. Ether 3 speed package. Let's say I'm going as budget as possible, right? With no soft goods. So Empire Mini GS. I'm gonna get something other than black. I'm gonna get Dust Black and Aqua. Well, it's out of stock. It won't even let me. We're getting Dust Black. Fuck it. Add to cart. Continue shopping. Let's see. So I got a marker, a tank. Let's get the cheapest hopper they have for sale. Is a Pro Toys Speedster loader. I've never heard of that, but it's $40. Let's get it. What's the review say on it? Reviews. Great loader for the price. Great for beginners. Amazing reliable product. Best beginning hopper. Great. A bunch of good reviews. It's got 5 stars out of 17 reviews.
Not bad.
Alright, we're going to add that to cart. Alright. So I got a hopper, a tank, and a marker. Now I need a mask. Say I want something that's half-assed stylish. So they have a JT Pro Shield, which is like a flex, but without the flexible bottom for 64, and E-Flex is 69, and the event is 50. So let's do the event because it's the cheapest one, $50. Okay. All right. I want a blue mirror lens because I want to look cool. So I'm at $70. Fuck it, we're going cheap as possible. But clear lens. Add to cart.
All right.
So, gun, tank, hopper, mask with no soft goods, which you don't need high dollar soft goods to start playing. Long sleeve, black shirt, some fucking khaki dickies or something, and you're good to go.
No, don't get khakis. Don't be a fucking weirdo.
$491. So subtotal.
That's not bad.
No, so I got a mask, hopper, gun, tank, $491. Taxes and shipping, calculated checkout. Discount code or gift card, please. Is my gift card, my discount code. So before, like pod pack, swabs, shit like that, to be able to go out there, get on the field, maintain, your safety for your iPro and everything, $500. You have a competitive setup right there for $500. That was not an option available to us back then at all.
No, man. Fuck no. Even
that's pretty cool that they do that.
You remember when Empire dropped their invert stuff that was supposed to be like their sort of next tier below actual Empire gear? That stuff was still fucking expensive, man.
Oh hell yeah, it was. I mean everything's fucking expensive all the time. But yeah, I don't know. I just think that, for anybody getting into it, like for me personally, you talking about building, budget building, the Empire Mini is probably your best bet for your money if you want to keep your overhead like down. But I would probably like Ether 3. I'd probably do those events, those $50 events. They're $70 if you want like a colored lens. The aluminum HK tank, that's a great price for it's 3,000 PSI. Who cares?
Yeah.
And then I'd probably do like a Spire IR2 or something. I don't know about that Pro Toys loader, but you're still gonna be under $1,000. But then it depends. You can use that application for anything. Back then for us, people were buying. We would go to Simpsons and people would buy Titmans for the woods, and then the kids that were buying the spiders were playing like in the front yards, like speedball type shit. I mean, we use the spiders in the woods and stuff, but everybody that played in the woods had a fucking Titman. They were hard down.
Real tree camo.
Real tree camo. They were shooting either a Tippmann 98 custom or a Tippmann A5, and a Tippmann 98 is an indestructible beast. You can throw it off the top of the Empire State Building and pick it. Go ahead and pick it up and shoot it. But right now, you have the Empire Minis for $300. Such as they make spiders. Let's see. Let's look at Lone Wolf, see what they have for spiders. But for us, we would go. You could get JT guns from Walmart sometimes. Brass Eagle guns, semi-automatic guns from Walmart, and but the biggest thing was if you can get your hands on a spider, which any hardware store had them for like $80. Daniel's Rodeo was like $120, I think. That's what we were chasing. These kids are wanting to come out the gate getting Project CS3s and shit, and that's just not what we did. So, how much is this? It's a Spider Phoenix. It's an older spider. $159 for this. Check this out.
Yes, the rodeo was $120.
Yeah. Spider Phoenix, $159 for that. 25 BPS rate of fire, 3 modes of operation, anti-chop eyes. I mean, it might not be bad. I'm about to go buy one, but we need to get Matt to do a video on that. But I was just kind of naming off some of the options. But like these were markers that we could go put our hands on in the store and look at. We didn't have a lot of paintball fields around us and stuff, but there's the market for entry level stuff is so much better than it was for us back then. And for me, it was just, I think back to, like, I remember Daniel working as a little bullshit dishwasher to save up money for that Spider Rodeo. And I remember when he got it. It was so dope. And I kind of feel like, I don't know, that feeling is not there for a lot of kids anymore. Like, just the hype of building it up. Yeah, look, I pretty much built Daniel his old gun,
which I am forever thankful for.
Yeah, but like these are, hold it sideways so we can see it. Yeah, check that out. Look at the milling on that bitch. Ain't that dope? But that's what we were after back then.
Almost looks like the Empire logo.
Almost, yeah. That's what we were after back then, man. And I feel like, I don't know. I guess because I'm old and I don't see what these kids are doing. I just feel like kids are so entitled now. But like,
I mean, you're not fucking wrong.
The
I see it
Ion,
all the fucking time.
the Ion, dude. I worked my ass off to get money for that Ion.
How many months did we work? Like 4 months.
I don't even remember. I did a lot of shit to Dad's truck for free for my Ion. So I'm talking.
It was like almost 4 months.
Polishing.
Me and Lee were talking about it.
Polishing. Wiring lights up. I greased it one time. I remember that specifically. Hit me a fucking grease gun. I had to grease the driveline on a Peterbilt and a flatbed. But it was mostly like cleaning stuff, interior detail and shit like that. But I did that for a while because I was too young to hold a job, and I was fucking 13 or 14 when I got Ion. I was in, when did the Ion come out? 06?
I think you were 13, man.
Yeah, because you would have been 18.
Yeah.
You had just gotten your license, so we were we were
Because of
going.
paintball.
Yeah, we were going to Liberty. So yeah, I was right at 13. Yeah. So I couldn't hold a fucking job. So I was kissing ass around the house. But it ain't like I washed the dishes one time I got the money for it. But I remember having the money to go up there and place my order for the marker. And when it came in, it was like, oh,
Yeah.
Oh my God, dude, I will never forget that shit.
That was, I distinctively remember it being like 4 or 5 months that we worked around the house doing odd jobs to earn that, because they had to buy us 2 of them essentially. It wasn't just like one and done. Y'all share it.
What's funny? You know what's funny is like we couldn't do like basic chores. Like we couldn't cut grass. We couldn't do laundry because mom was
I
such
did.
a
I had to cut the grass.
mom was such a stickler about her shit, like her lawnmower and stuff. Like, hey
Oh,
mom, I'm gonna cut the
God.
grass today. Don't touch my fucking lawnmower. You're gonna ruin my lawnmower. Don't touch it.
I know where the roots are at. Don't you
Yeah,
fucking touch it.
yeah, and then run over a root and destroy the deck her damn
What the
self.
fuck?
Yeah, she's downstairs right now. I'm about to go tell you talking shit about her.
Go ahead, bring her on. Bring her on the podcast.
Nah, she's
the
asleep.
webcast.
She's asleep by now. But yeah, I don't think I have a whole I mean, this didn't quite go in the direction I initially envisioned it for, but I also don't have any notes written down. So I told you guys we would kind of babble a little bit, but
Yeah.
it's just the options are there. The soft goods I wouldn't worry so much about. Like back in the day, Daniel and I, we chased that jersey on YouTube that's behind Daniel. That was what we wanted, but that was one of the higher ends. So the cheaper stuff was like 32 degrees and extreme rage, and we're like, we don't want that shit.
Yep.
But now jerseys don't even like back then. Back then jerseys were so much of a bigger deal. People now they just grab a fucking long sleeve, and I mean, hell, I do too. I play in a project long sleeve a lot, but a lot when I do play.
Used to.
Used to back in the day. Speaking of, I roasted the fuck out of Alec and Christian, didn't I? Fuck them.
Oh my fucking god, dude! That shit made me spit out my fucking drink.
Fuck them.
Oh my god.
I can't wait to see him in November.
God damn, dude, that was funny. No wonder y'all haven't won. You're fucking 2 out of the 5 POV is fucking.
The nose
Oh
piece.
my
The
God.
nose piece takes up half the fucking.
God. Dude, so about that, like they were talking shit about your pictures you posted, whatever, and Alec was like low strap energy, and they started kind of slowly trying to roast you, which I warned them. I was like, y'all should know better. And then PJ posts, y'all wait till I park. And that's how I was like, oh, just like watching my sibling get ready to watch his ass get Brian Dad. Oh, he going now. I was just sitting like this.
I was sitting
like
in.
this, I was like,
I was sitting in traffic. I was sitting in traffic, and it was like Alec Ambrosic commented on your shit, Christian Hughes, and I was like, I know where the fuck this is going. And I opened it up, but as soon as I opened it up, fucking traffic started flowing. I was like, "You motherfuckers, wait till I get parked. I'm about an hour from where I got to be."
oh my god, I knew it was coming too, man.
Yeah,
I fucking knew it.
That's some funny shit. That's funny shit. But yeah, I guess, man, we'll wrap it up. I mean, there's not a whole lot to add here. It's just kind of filler. We got World Cup coming up, but truthfully, like if you're looking to get in it as a beginner, and this episode finds you, Daniel and I, we have a bunch of opinions. There's so much gear out there. If
I could talk about this shit for hours.
Yeah, if you want our opinion,
I do want to give one piece of advice before we kind of close this out, though.
Go ahead.
All right. So if you're new, like if you're listening and you're basically new to the sport, don't worry about what's quote. I'm doing air quotes here. Hot right now.
Yeah.
Don't try to look for like a fucking twister or a project like what PJ was talking about. Before. Like if you're crunched for money and you're trying to actually budget, don't worry about what's hot. Don't worry about what anybody fucking says about your shit on the fucking field. If it works, use it. You know what I mean? And then after you get hooked to the game, because most people always do, then worry about start upgrading your stuff that matters. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Now, if you have the fucking money to do so, like this one dude that came onto the fucking Titans, his name was Mike, and he had, like, money's not a fucking problem for this dude. He twisters, you know what I mean? Just bam, 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 bam.
Yeah.
Like, who fucking cares? If you have it, then it's your fucking money. You do what you want. But if you're strapped for cash, don't worry about trying to get a twister, a fucking project.
It's not gonna make you better. I'll tell you that right now.
It's not.
It's not. I mean,
like
it might.
fucking like an adrenaline lux. Don't worry
Yeah.
about that shit, man. Don't worry about that crap.
It'll
Don't
make
let
you feel
anybody
good.
Talk you into it either.
Yeah, it'll make you feel good. But like, if this episode finds you and you're not sure and you want to know kind of like what we think, I mean, not that we fucking matter by no means. We'll gladly talk to you about it. If we don't have any information that you need, we so many people to refer you to. But my thing is like trust the reviews. Third party resellers aren't always a bad thing. Every marker I have is a used marker except my Lux. That's the one I bought brand new. So, third party resellers aren't a terrible thing. I would say if you're gonna buy something brand new, for sure. Me personally, I'll buy a brand new tank, brand new mask, hopper, gun. I can buy that.
Used.
I can buy that
Yeah,
used.
I was gonna say same exact shit. I always recommend somebody buying a tank new because you get the best bang for your buck in regards of like
Yeah.
a hydro date. Because
Yep.
for those that don't know, if you get a tank, it has a certain like shelf life for being hydro tested, which means that it's tested for leaks and like dangerous explosions and shit.
Yeah.
If you buy a fucking tank used for like $120, $150, $180, almost $200 fucking dollars, depending on what tank you get, and it's got like 2 years left on it.
Yeah.
You just wasted fucking money.
You coulda- you coulda
hydros
saved-
last 5-6 years.
You could have saved another $50 and bought a brand new.
Yeah.
And then
And then
whatever.
hopper, like it's just buy it brand new, man. You know that it works. You know that there's not too much somebody can do to a hopper to fucking make it not work, but it's just to me not really worth the risk.
Yeah.
Buying a gun used depends. You know what I mean? Like a legit fucking dealer, third party seller, some shit.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Punisher's PB. That's where I got your GO4 from. No.
you didn't.
Wildcat.
Yeah, I was say you
Yeah.
get that shit from Wildcat, my man.
Wildcat. Yeah.
Where's my fucking force?
Yeah, your force is gone. But yeah, trust your reviews, do YouTube, do your research, talk to some people. It's just there's plenty of good gear out there. The world is yours if you're just getting into the sport. If you have the money and you, like Daniel said, you want to go buy a fucking Project CS3, then just have at it. If you don't, and you don't think you can afford as a mini GS, buy the mini GS. Play with it for a little bit. Get good.
The
Get a feel
Axe
for it.
Pro is not a bad option either.
Yeah. So I mean,
It's
there's
one step above the GS.
yeah, tons of options. But if you're looking for soft goods, infamouspaintball.com. Yeah. Use code CENTER50, CENTER50, and get 10% off of anything except markers. You cannot get 10% off of markers. I
Do
tried.
not do that. Do not ask for that.
Yeah. So that's really all I got. We're gonna wrap this up. This will probably come out later Monday. I'll make a thumbnail for it tonight. I'm gonna be real with you guys. I just don't feel like putting it together tonight. This is tomorrow's problem. So I'm off tomorrow, so I'll dick around with it. So it won't take me that long. Yeah. Are you good? You got anything you want to add?
Yep. Nah, man, we pretty much nailed it. I will agree with the episode didn't really go the way that I didn't really intend for it to go, but that seems to be the trend here. So who fucking cares, you know?
Whatever. We're here for you.
It is what it is. We've made it clear from the start. It's if it goes sideways, it goes sideways. There's
Yeah.
no rules here. Do what the fuck we want.
Yeah, if you find yourself not liking the show and you don't like it, please go check out our friends over at From the Sidelines and see what Brando Baird and Stephen Hatch have going on. And maybe you enjoy their show more than ours, and then you could just fucking stay over there. I don't care. But with that, everybody, this has been 102. Remember, check out infamouspaintball.com. Use code CENTER50 for everything except markers for 10% off. And other than that, we'll catch you in 103.
Later.
Peace.